This video content is not intended for children.
Welcome back to Realistic Fishing. You know what? I don't even feel like going fishing today. Instead, we're gonna do a rant. As a YouTuber, I have to deal with something all day, every day, as part of the experience, and that's comments from other people. Most of the comments I get are pretty good. I like your show, you're doing a good job, you helped me catch a lot of fish, this kind of stuff. I also get comments like, what kind of weight are you using? What size hooks are those? What pound test line? Where'd you get that rod? And if I have time, I answer those questions as well. Those kind of comments don't really bother me. I'm always happy to help someone catch more fish. But there are some comments that do get on my nerves. And those comments come from fairweather fans and know-it-alls. Do you know what a fairweather fan is? That's someone who says, my show is their favorite. They loved it for the last 6 years. But then I do one little thing, right? I make fun of a guy who told me to buy a boat, right? Some noob from the channel decided to throw in his 2 cents and tell me to buy a bass boat. That's his advice, buy a bass boat. Well, I made fun of this guy on Facebook by saying that I had the sudden urge to buy a boat because of him. And some guy who said he's a fan of the show for 6 years decided to write a book on how I was wrong for doing that. He told me to just stop writing these kind of posts. He says I'm whining. I'm whining. He said it breaks his heart and it hurts him to see me do this. Well, chicken boy Tom, guess what? I'm not whining. I'm making fun of know-it-alls who try to give me bad advice. And if you've actually watched more than 10 videos, you would know that yourself. Guys like Tom just don't seem to understand that I don't whine. I do something about it. The guy told me to buy a boat. I told the guy, don't tell me what to buy. And then Tom tried to tell me what I should and shouldn't post on my Facebook. Like I give a shit what Tom says. Guys like Tom like to make a loud exit, right? He thinks that by talking shit to me and complaining and leveraging his 6-year subscribership, that he's gonna get me to change my channel. Tough luck, Tom. The channel will still be here, I will still be here, and I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want, regardless of if you cry about it or not. About 4 years ago, I did a video about people who say, you should, right? You should buy a boat. You should buy an expensive combo. You should buy a house on the water. You should take your boat out. You should, you should, you should. Guess what? I shouldn't do any of that crap. Unsolicited advice is usually bad advice. So I got to thinking and wondering what makes people tell other people what they should be doing. And you know what I came up with? These kind of people feel rejected by society. These kind of people feel rejected by their friends. And you know why? Because they've been trying to tell other people what to do for so long that no one cares what they say anymore. And frankly, I don't care either. If you tell me how to spend my money, it's not gonna go well. Especially if you try to tell me to buy a boat, right? Something that costs thousands of dollars. If you try to tell me what I can and can't post on my own social media and channel, you're gonna get ignored. And if you piss me off enough, you're gonna get blocked. See, the thing is, people who don't have a YouTube channel or don't have an audience don't understand what it's like reading through tens of thousands of comments and seeing a whole lot of them that are frankly bad advice or just outright trolling. You know, after 6 years of reading bad advice and putting up with so many trolls, it's kind of hard to be nice to the people who are most aggravating. Sure, some of them mean well, but if you really want to have an impact and you really mean well, try researching the subject you're about to teach me, right? I've been doing this for 6 years. I have hundreds and hundreds of videos. I don't even know, 700 videos? Who's gonna know more about fishing where I fish? Me or you? Me. Who's gonna know if a boat fits into my lifestyle? You or me? Me. Who's gonna know what kind of comments I like to deal with and who I like to block? Once again, that's me. I don't care if you get mad that I make fun of people who tell me to buy expensive things.
Hello, I'm Larry Cooter, part of the Tennessee Assault Crew, where we break necks and cash checks. But you're watching Realistic Fishing. Keep it realistic.
You know, it's kind of crazy to me that people out there think I want their unsolicited advice, especially on things about how to run my channel, how to run my social media, how I should be talking to people, who I should be talking to. So this guy Tom is what you call a fair weather fan, right? I'm there for you for 6 years. I love your channel. I love your channel. It's my favorite. I tell all my friends. Well, Tom, I looked through all the comments for the past 6 years. I didn't even see one comment from you. Not even one. As others have pointed out, if you really watched the show for 6 years, you know how I react to people telling me what I should be doing. You also know how I put up with people telling me how to run my channel. You're not bold. You're not brave. You waited for 6 years to leave a comment, and it was a negative one. That is not a fan. That's a fair weather fan. And you know what? I don't need those in my life. Anyone who thinks they can leverage their subscribership and try to change me or my show is a fair weather fan. You know, if you're gonna comment and say something dumb, like, you really should buy a bass boat, guess what? I'm gonna say something back to you. I'm gonna let you know that your advice is bad. I don't care if you're a first-time viewer or a 1,000th time viewer. Bad advice is still bad advice. You know, I don't really understand why some people have the overwhelming urge to tell other people what to do. I don't go to Tom's Facebook page and tell him what to say. I don't go to other people's channels and tell them to buy expensive stuff. Why do people do that to me? Why do a lot of people do that to me? Well, you know, I can't exactly answer that.
This is Slash Gills from the Juggalo Fishing Posse, and you're watching Realistic Fishing. Keep it realistic.
Some people say because they're jealous of me living out my dream of fishing and putting up with the pain in the ass of social media. Like I said before, maybe it's because no one listens to them and no one cares about their opinion, so they're really desperate to push it on anyone who will listen. And since I read the comments and interact with people on my channel and social media, hey, he's gonna read it. I might as well tell him how to fish. You might as well not, because I don't care. So to wrap this whole thing up, don't be a fair weather fan. It's not really a good idea to tell me how to fish, or tell me how to run my life, or what to buy, or what not to buy, where to fish, when to fish. I'm the one out here doing all the legwork. Here's an idea. If you're so full of good information, why don't you make a channel and see who comes to watch? Thanks for watching Realistic Fishing. Rant over.